What's up? Welcome to Tales Tomorrow. I am Morrow, your storyteller for today. With me have some more RPG horror stories, completely unrelated to RPG horror stories. I noticed that for whatever reason in my neighborhood, whenever I'm jogging, like in the middle of the night, all the cockroaches just want to just scurry about in the streets everywhere, just all the time. It's just the wait until the nighttime to, for whatever reason, just scurry out and try to jump scare me. For real, they actually try to attack me at night. I need to just fight them back every single time. If you know why they decide to come out at night, let me know. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get some RPG horror stories for today. You could use the plastic shelves to stop them. I was playing Vampire the Masquerade with friends and paid Storyteller. The campaign started good and started getting worse in quality, and I, just like them, only kept playing because we really cared for our characters that had been playing for almost a year and a half. In the end, we were already pretty strong. My vampire, for example, had an army of modified zombies, including something like a Big Daddy from Bioshock. A friend was already a Ravnos Primogen. Anyway, we went from a bunch of weak neonates to ancilli, so strong we rivaled elders. Hopefully I pronounced that right, I probably didn't. But the storyteller didn't deal with the power creep, even though we gave him advice, and he didn't want us to switch characters because from the moment we did, we would leave the campaign, which was already pretty bad. Anyway, another session day, we had been put in a situation where a horde of about 20 newly embraced vampires attacked us, and the NPC that was supposed to help with the mission, one of the many of the storyteller's favorite NPCs, literally bailed and left us there. That was me, practically a war necromancer. I had Fortitude, Oblivion 5, Celerity 4, Potence 3, Auspex 5, Blood Potency 3, was about to develop my own disciplines. Yes, the storyteller didn't control the XP properly either. I really should look up the stats and what they mean because I don't know what any of this stuff means. Auspex sounds like it would be something supernatural, but I literally have no idea. You know, I should play Vampire the Masquerade. I just don't know anybody that plays Vampire the Masquerade in my social circles. Besides me, the characters of my friends were a Ravnos, a Salubri, a Malk, and an old clan Tsimitsi. All strong, but not exactly resistant due to how much I had invested in combat. Our first instinct was to throw a grenade and kill the incoming horde, and the storyteller made a point of narrating that all of them jumped over the explosion in sync and followed us into the basement? Which is funny because the scene here narrated didn't seem like we were in a basement, but on the ground floor of a factory. Anyway, the monsters started coming, and it got ridiculous, because there were like 7 monsters hitting me, 8 on Malk, and the rest scattered. And as they hit, more came. We tried to argue that the vampire lore this wouldn't happen because the newly embraced would beat each other up. Besides the way he narrated, it would be impossible for more than one of those vampires to hit us. But the storyteller was openly not caring and planned the encounter badly. Or played the encounter to try to get you guys in trouble. I mean, not only are they doing synchronized jumping and dancing to try to dodge a grenade, but also shoving you guys in the basement for some reason. They're just trying to set you up for failure, I feel like. Completely unnecessary. I don't know what they're going with. Maybe they're just thinking, I need to challenge my players before things get really stale and messy and probably misalign the combat, or is trying to get your characters killed off. I'm not fully sure. I guess in this situation, we don't know what the DM's or storyteller's intention here is. Are they trying just to put on a challenging, exciting encounter to spruce things up, or they're trying to inadvertently, I don't know, kill off your characters, I guess? I'm not sure. Anyway, we got out of that situation thanks to the Salubri. Only after thinking about it post-session and sending out feedback, we started to see how ridiculous it was. One of the arguments was, there were shelves on the walls. You could have used shelves? Like, I don't know, but it doesn't seem like plastic shelves would hold back a frenzied vampire horde. These vampire hordelings are literally jumping grenades and shoving the entire party in the basement at a moment's notice. I don't think some plastic, Tupperware shelves could hold anybody back. And aren't vampires supposed to be like extremely strong? Why would plastic shelves hold them back? These guys are jumping grenade and a synchronized like dance off or whatever. What? He also hadn't let our characters prepare, remove any NPC support, even though the NPC was interested in this case. He literally neutralized any of our disciplines and then kept arguing that looks like a combo can't save you, even though I never min-maxed. I just had so much XP over time. And besides that, he made a point of neutralizing everyone somehow in the room and teleporting us to a basement. Haha. After a long time, and a relationship with the storyteller already hanging by a thread due to in-game and out-of-game behavior, like starting to hang out with some very sketchy people and other red flags, like narrating struggle snuggle. Oh, even with one of the players getting uncomfortable and arguing that this is World of Darkness, we quit. And this group of friends became our players. It became a meme among us, the plastic shelves are the most indestructible thing on the planet. Well, at least you guys have a meme to go off of, and I hope you enjoy your game and stuff, but I just don't know what's going on with this DM. I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, probably the game went for too long. There's a lot of fatigue regarding it, probably, and maybe the DM or storyteller in the situation, sorry, keep using DM, so used to it, my bad. Maybe the storyteller was just kind of losing those spark, and like I said, they were hanging out with sketchy people, a lot of in-game and out-of-game problems. It was just kind of bound to happen. Might as well just, you know, pull the plug and just go off to your merry way. Probably. Might be a good idea at this point. Anyway, hope you're still enjoying the games and stuff and keep playing and everything. Let's get to the next story for today. Vampire the Masquerade and the Prince's Pet Werewolf. This happened on some play-by-post site years ago. We're playing Vampire the Masquerade 20th Anniversary Edition. We're all a bunch of neonates, newly turned vampires, serving the Camarilla, a global vampire organization that basically rules over all vampires, or at least tries to, in San Francisco. Some small group of renegade vampires was causing trouble, and the Prince, the highest rank representative of the Camarilla in the city, wanted us to investigate them and get rid of them. This was explained to us during a meeting with the Prince. In the middle of this meeting, some half-naked guy wearing a spiked dog collar, crawling on all fours, and holding a dog leash with his teeth comes inside. He brought the dog leash to the Prince. The Prince dismissed him with a, "Don't worry, I'll take you out for walks soon." It was very weird, but this was Vampire the Masquerade, so some amount of weird is expected. The storyteller resumed the meeting in the same post, so he all kind of just brushed it off. You know, weirdly enough, the only time I've seen people do stuff like this and actually have like leash play or whatever, or pet play in this kind of capacity, was in hentai. And you know what happens in those hentai? Usually, the anime waifu is on a leash and pretends to bark and stuff, pretends to be a pet, and they go to a park, and then she strips and does what animals does, and then the bang, and that's it. I don't know, it's some sort of, it gotta be some sort of weird kink thing, it has to be. Is this just the storyteller shoving the fetishes into the game? Also, before you question it, no, I don't make a regular thing to look up this kind of stuff. Just sometimes you scroll through the hentai Twitter and you see stuff and you just watch it and go, oh, I didn't know that existed. Okay, moving on. Let's pretend I didn't see that. And then it burns into your brain forever. And now just my brain is forever filled. Really strange things that I've seen on the internet just burn in my brain forever. So we go to investigate. This party is mostly uneventful. We basically learned that the renegade vampire the Prince wants us to take care of had their hideout on Alcatraz Island. So we report back to the Prince. When we come in, the Prince is petting a said half-naked man with a dog collar who is licking his face like a dog. We try our best to ignore this weird presumed ghoul, basically a type of vampiric servant, and tell the Prince what we've learned. After we told the Prince everything, he turns to the guy with the dog collar and said he is going to take him out for a walk tomorrow. And the storyteller pointed out that while he was saying that, he glanced at us with an evil smile. So the next night, we're supposed to go to the hideout on Alcatraz Island to deal with the renegade vampires. The dog collar guy doesn't show up this time, to everyone's relief. The Prince insists we use a specific boat he gave us for reasons to get there. Due to the Prince's odd behavior, we were suspecting that he's setting up some kind of a trap for us or intended to sacrifice us in some way to achieve his goals. So we mutually agreed that if something shady happens, we just get the hell out and try to go to a different city. During this time, the storyteller kept mentioning that there's a full moon in the sky, and he kept repeating it over and over. Now, it might seem obvious that he was setting up something related to werewolves with a full moon, but the werewolves in World of Darkness don't work that way. Werewolves in that world are basically a whole species of shapeshifters that can shift forms at any time they want, and full moon just makes it slightly easier for them to lose control and go berserk. And they generally have better things to do other than get involved with vampire affairs. Another thing was that vampires and werewolves in World of Darkness belong to different power levels, and even a starting werewolf could take out whole groups of probably also the Prince at the same time, in 1 or 2 rounds. So we didn't really expect the storyteller to just casually throw one in at the very start of the game. You guys should have taken a different boat and expected the DM to basically, storyteller, keep using the DM. Should have expected the storyteller to basically set you guys up for failure because they're just laying on thick. Oh, it's the full moon, and you have to take this special private boat, and the wolfman might be there. Ooh. At this point, DM must just start howling, "Awoo!" as a red flag. You guys should have taken a different boat entirely, or I don't know, made a makeshift raft. It's just like, DM, we're making a makeshift raft because we're definitely not touching that boat whatsoever. We'll try with a leaky raft than with a boat. Anyway, we got to the hideout, which was located in some underground tunnels beneath Alcatraz prison. After wandering around those tunnels for a bit, make it to a large room, and the prince is there, waiting for us. All around him are remains of dead vampires. So he just sent you there to investigate the area, just to tell you, yeah, we've been there, and that's about it. So that the prince can go by themselves and kill the vampires, and then what, summon the werewolf to attack you guys? Is that what it's gonna be? Or is it gonna be some sort of weird wolf fetish or pet fetish thing? What is the point for any of this? If the prince was gonna just do this themselves the whole time, why even send you guys there in the first place? Just have the prince go there by themselves and kill everybody, might as well. What's the point of having players actually do anything in the first place when all the NPCs can just take care of everything? So stupid. The prince was also petting a werewolf in Krino's form, basically the pop culture depiction of werewolf. As soon as he spots our group, he laughs, tells us he just took his pet off for a walk, lets go of the leash, and sends his pet werewolf after us to kill your player characters. You're putting up a werewolf against player characters. Why? This is the same thing as, let's say for example, a DM in D&D has a bunch of level 1 players go into sneak mission. Let's say for example they have like a, I don't know, a secret pet that becomes like a huge monstrosity, like a pseudo dragon with them, right? And then they arrived there and everybody's dead, and the handler that hired the players at level 1, by the way, is like, oh yeah, here's my pet, releases pseudo dragon, you're just a big ancient red dragon. Fight. Why are you trying to kill your players? What is the point for any of this? Well, it was obvious to us that we stand no chance against an elder vampire and his pet werewolf, so we do the sensible, even if seemingly hopeless thing, and try to flee. The other two players both had celerity, basically vampiric super speed, so they managed to run away, while my character was torn to shreds by the pursuing werewolf. They made it to the boat, but they couldn't get it to work anymore, as it was apparently sabotaged just enough to work for a one-way trip. So they jumped into the water and tried to swim back to shore, only to be ultimately torn to shreds in the water by the murderous werewolf who pursued them all the way into the sea. Again, what is the point of killing off your player characters in this way? What is the big twist? What is the big reveal? Is it just be like, oh, look at me and my special DPCs. My special DPCs are so much better than player characters. Is that what it is? Is this just a stupid flex? Just a stupid flex to show, oh, my characters have a vampire and a werewolf, and they're so much better than you stinky player characters. Is that what it is? It's just stupid flex? You're just flexing up players just to be like, hey, yeah, you die because I just wanted to. Why? Don't you realize it's gonna end the campaign? Understandably, the way this happened didn't sit well with us. Really? You think? The storyteller seemed to be even more upset than us though. What? He told us that even if he managed to get away, he would dock all of our XP for cowardice. He said that we were all supposed to fight the werewolf. Remember, we're all newly turned vampires, and a werewolf could take us, even a group of experienced vampires. And if we proved that we could hold our own against them, the prince would let us live. Oh, sorry. Players didn't realize it was supposed to be some sort of a stupid-ass mind game. Wow, what a twist. What a stupid-ass twist. It's just a stupid mind game and got you all along. Wowie. Apparently, it was supposed to be some test from the prince. For what purpose? Who knows? The prince never said anything like this in character. We'll learn it from the storyteller later. Anyway, the storyteller ended up deleting the game because none of us wanted to play anymore anyway. I wonder why. Maybe it's because he killed other player characters. Thinking emoji. Maybe, perhaps, perchance, maybe you shouldn't kill off your player characters when they're just starting off as first level characters anyway, and just let them level up for a bit and don't have some stupid ass encounter with a werewolf, because your players are probably not going to want to come back as dead characters all of a sudden. It's as if it was a bad idea from the start. Seriously, the amount of brain cells that I'm losing just thinking how the storyteller just couldn't think of something so simple, so brain dead about this is just amoeba brain idiot. Amoeba brained idiot. As for the werewolf, there were no weirdly detailed descriptions or anything like that, and from what I remember of the storyteller said, after our character died, he seemingly just thought it'd be funny to have the werewolf literally act like a pet dog. It wasn't. It was just weird. That was 100% a fetish. 100% a selected fetish. They said, oh, I just wanted to have that. No, it was put there deliberately as some sort of a fetish king. I refuse to think that it's put there just because just lol random. I refuse to think they rolled some sort of like a random lol random die thing and got a d20 like, ooh, a werewolf on a pet leash? Sure, let's go with that. It is 100% a kink, 100% a fetish, and this game was just doomed from the start. What a stupid storyteller. What a dumb DM, GM, whatever you like to call him. So just I'm beyond words. I'm beyond words. I'm losing brain cells just thinking about it. And with that, that's gonna be all our stories for today. I want to thank you very much for watching, and thanks so much for being here. If you like what I do, consider subscribing to the channel and leaving a like. Also, if the RPG Horror Stories ever goes down, or if you want to submit your own personalized horror story, email is down in the description below. I'll see you again in more Tales tomorrow. Bye-bye.